Ladies and gentlemen, let me make this clear from the start. You cannot pour from an empty cup. If you're giving everything you have to someone else, but you're not replenishing what you've given to yourself, you will end up drained, resentful, and broken. And here's the truth: you don't need anyone to validate your worth. The first and most important relationship you must focus on is the one with yourself. It doesn't matter how great a person you are or how much you love someone else. If you're neglecting your own value and well-being, you're heading for disaster. Know your worth. Understand that you are not here to serve others at the expense of your happiness, your health, or your future. You've got to set boundaries, people. Boundaries are not just a nice idea, they are a necessity for maintaining your mental, emotional, and physical health. You are not a doormat. You don't need to sacrifice your peace, your dreams, or your integrity just because you love someone. If they can't respect your boundaries, if they can't meet you at the level you deserve, then they don't belong in your life. If someone is constantly taking and never giving, if they're draining your energy, your resources, and your spirit, that's not love. That's manipulation. You deserve more than that. Don't be afraid to set boundaries, even if it means walking away. And let me tell you this, you will walk away with your head held high, knowing that you respected yourself enough to put yourself first. That's what winning looks like. Self-care is not optional, it's a non-negotiable. You've got to prioritize your mental, emotional, and physical health. Loving someone else should never come at the expense of your own well-being. People think love means giving everything. No. Love means respecting yourself enough to take care of your own needs and finding someone who supports that. If you're constantly sacrificing your well-being for someone who doesn't reciprocate or appreciate it, you're only digging your own grave. Self-care is about doing the hard work to keep yourself strong, independent, and capable of handling whatever life throws your way. You can't help someone else if you can't help yourself. You need to be your own priority. Because if you're not, you won't be in a position to offer the kind of love that lifts both you and the other person up. Love should never be a one-way street. There is no such thing as love without reciprocity. You don't give everything just to be left with nothing. That's not love, that's sacrifice, and you're not a martyr. You are worthy of love that is equal, love that uplifts, love that builds, not love that depletes. Stop thinking you have to sacrifice yourself for someone else. True love comes when both people meet each other halfway, when both give and receive with equal intensity, when both bring something of value to the table. If it's all about giving on your end and receiving nothing in return, you're being used. You need to recognize that your value is not just in what you can give, but in who you are as a person. Don't settle for anything less than the respect and love you deserve. Finally, there are times when the most powerful form of love you can show someone is to walk away. If you are in a relationship that is not serving you, that is draining your life, your energy, your peace, walking away is the most courageous, loving, and self-respecting thing you can do. You are not obligated to stay in a toxic relationship out of guilt, out of fear, or because you think you can fix the other person. If the relationship is breaking you down, it's time to let go. You don't owe anyone your peace. You don't owe anyone your happiness. And let me be clear, you don't owe anyone your future. Walking away is an act of strength, not weakness. It is recognizing that your future is too important to sacrifice for someone who refuses to appreciate you. Stop hurting yourself in the name of love. Start loving yourself first. Know your worth. Set boundaries. Prioritize your own well-being. Recognize that love should be mutual, not one-sided. And don't be afraid to walk away from anything that threatens your peace, your happiness, and your future. You were not put on this earth to be someone's emotional punching bag or to sacrifice yourself at the altar of someone else's desires. You were put here to thrive, to grow, and to live a life full of purpose and respect. It's time you start treating yourself like you deserve that. Because you do. Knowing your worth isn't just a nice idea, it's a non-negotiable. It's the foundation upon which everything else in your life is built. If you don't know your worth, you will never fully step into your potential. The world is going to try and tell you what you're worth. People will try to shape your value based on your looks, your achievements, or what you can do for them. But here's the truth: no one has the right to define your value except for you. Your worth is not determined by the opinions or judgments of others. It's not based on the amount of money in your bank account or how many people like you. It's based on the incredible, unique, and irreplaceable person that you are. When you know your worth, you stop seeking validation from the outside world. You don't need to be told that you're good enough because you already know you are. You stop comparing yourself to others and measuring your success against theirs. You begin to understand that your journey is your own. Your worth is intrinsic, not something that can be earned or lost based on circumstances or other people's opinions. And once you truly understand this, your entire perspective shifts. You stop tolerating less than you deserve because you know you are worthy of greatness. You stop settling for relationships, jobs, or situations that don't honor you because you understand that you deserve better. This awareness of your worth also demands that you hold yourself to higher standards. When you know what you bring to the table, you won't accept anything less than respect and appreciation from others. Your time, your energy, your love, they are valuable commodities. And when you know your worth, you don't waste them on people who don't recognize it. You don't give your best to those who will take it for granted or those who can't meet you at the level you deserve. Instead, you reserve your time, energy, and love for the people and opportunities that recognize your value and treat you accordingly. When you know your worth, you become selective with what you allow into your life. You make decisions based on what aligns with your values, your vision, and your purpose. Knowing your worth is also about knowing your potential. It's about recognizing the incredible power that lies within you. Every person has something unique to offer the world, and when you fully embrace your worth, you tap into that power. You stop holding yourself back because of fear or doubt. You understand that you are capable of achieving extraordinary things. Your potential isn't limited by your past mistakes or your current circumstances. It is limitless, and once you understand your worth, you start to unleash that power. You step forward with confidence, knowing that you have everything within you to accomplish what you set your mind to. This understanding of your worth also gives you the strength to make difficult decisions. When you know your value, you no longer tolerate toxic environments or relationships. You understand that your peace of mind, your happiness, and your mental health are far more valuable than staying in situations that drag you down. You start to make choices that align with your worth, whether it's leaving a job that doesn't appreciate you, walking away from a relationship that isn't serving you, or cutting out habits that hold you back. When you know your worth, you take control of your life. You stop letting circumstances dictate your happiness. You become the person who shapes their future, not someone who simply reacts to what life throws at them. Knowing your worth is the first step to unlocking your fullest potential. It's the key that opens the door to a life of fulfillment, success, and purpose. And once you know your worth, you carry yourself differently. You walk into rooms with confidence, knowing that you have something valuable to contribute. You make decisions with conviction, knowing that you are worthy of the best. You start living your life with intention, knowing that you deserve to thrive, not just survive. So if you don't know your worth yet, it's time to discover it. Stop letting anyone, including yourself, diminish the incredible value you bring to the world. Embrace your worth, stand tall, and step into the life you were always meant to live. Because once you know your worth, nothing and no one can hold you back. Setting boundaries is not just about saying no to others, it's about saying yes to yourself. It's about recognizing your worth and your needs and understanding that you are in control of how much you give, how much you tolerate, and how much you allow into your life. Too many people make the mistake of thinking that boundaries are restrictive or selfish. They're not. Boundaries are an essential form of self-respect. They are the guidelines that protect your mental, emotional, and physical health, and they are the foundation on which healthy, fulfilling relationships are built. Without boundaries, you're allowing others to dictate the terms of your life, and that's not how you're meant to live. You need to understand that setting boundaries doesn't make you difficult or unkind, it makes you wise. It makes you strong. When you fail to set boundaries, when you allow others to constantly take from you without consideration for your needs, you are doing yourself a disservice. You're depleting your own energy, your time, your peace, and ultimately your happiness. You are teaching people that it's acceptable to walk all over you, to take advantage of your kindness, to disrespect your time and efforts. But the truth is, no one will respect you if you don't respect yourself first. Boundaries are not just about protecting yourself from others, they are also about protecting yourself from your own negative patterns, bad habits, and limiting beliefs. They are a way of telling yourself, I am worthy of respect, and I won't settle for anything less. You need to protect your time, your energy, your values, and your emotional well-being. Setting boundaries means you are consciously choosing what you will tolerate and what you will not. You are saying, this is who I am, this is what I need, and I won't apologize for it. When you do this, you stop being reactive to the world around you and start becoming proactive about what you want and need in your life. It's time to stop being a people pleaser. Stop thinking that the more you give, the more people will like you or appreciate you. That's a trap. If you're always putting others first, if you're always bending over backward to meet their needs while neglecting your own, you're not building true relationships. You're creating an unhealthy dynamic where you're constantly in debt, emotionally and mentally. You don't owe anyone your time, your love, or your energy if they're not willing to give it back. Setting boundaries means you have the courage to protect yourself, to stand firm in your beliefs and your needs, and to prioritize your well-being. And yes, it will be uncomfortable at first. People will push back, they'll challenge your limits, but that's their problem, not yours. You have every right to say no when something doesn't serve you, when something is draining, when something is toxic. And when you do, you will feel a weight lifted off your shoulders. You'll feel empowered, free, and in control. Remember, boundaries are not about building walls, they're about building a foundation. They allow you to engage with others in a way that is healthy, respectful, and sustainable. When you set boundaries, you are teaching people how to treat you, how to respect your space, your time, and your emotions. You are showing them the value of mutual respect. Boundaries are what allow you to give your best self to others without losing yourself in the process. They help you maintain balance in your life so you can show up fully for the people who matter to you and for the things that are truly important. But if you don't set those boundaries, if you keep saying yes to everything and everyone, you'll end up burnt out, resentful, and empty. So ask yourself, what do I need to protect in my life? What do I need to stop tolerating? What behaviors, what situations, what people do I need to put boundaries around? Setting boundaries isn't easy, but it is necessary. It's not about being rude, cruel, or selfish. It's about being smart, about being true to who you are, about creating space for yourself so you can live fully and authentically. You deserve respect, you deserve peace, and you deserve love that is mutual and balanced. But that all starts with setting boundaries clear, firm, loving boundaries that protect your well-being, your happiness, and your future. Self-care is non-negotiable. Let me say it again, self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. The idea that you can pour yourself into others without ever replenishing yourself is a fallacy. Too many people think they have to sacrifice their own well-being to help others, to succeed, or to meet some external expectation. But that mindset is flawed. You cannot give your best to the world if you're running on empty. If you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not investing in your mental, emotional, and physical health, you're setting yourself up for burnout, frustration, and eventual collapse. The truth is, self-care isn't just about bubble baths and indulgence. It's about making your well-being a priority. It's about protecting your peace. It's about recognizing that you're not a machine, that you are a human being with limits, with needs, and with a responsibility to yourself. And that responsibility is to take care of your body, to nourish your mind, and to strengthen your spirit. If you neglect these parts of yourself, if you allow yourself to be drained by other people's demands, you're compromising your ability to show up fully in any area of your life, whether that's in your career, in your relationships, or in your personal growth. Self-care is about setting boundaries. It's about knowing when to say no, when to walk away, and when to prioritize your own needs. Too many people, particularly those who are compassionate or driven, think that taking on more is the way to prove their worth. They think they have to be everything to everyone. But that's not how it works. When you give and give without replenishing your own well-being, you begin to lose touch with yourself. You become exhausted, resentful, and disconnected. And the truth is, that's not sustainable. You can't be your best for others when you're not your best for yourself. Taking care of yourself means doing the hard work to be physically strong and mentally sharp. It means getting up early to work out, even when you'd rather stay in bed. It means saying no to the things that drain your energy and yes to the things that inspire and rejuvenate you. It means giving yourself the space to relax and recharge without feeling guilty. Too many people feel that self-care is selfish. It's not. It's self-preservation. If you want to be able to give the world your best, you first have to make sure that you are in a position to do so. You are not helping anyone if you are running on fumes. You cannot fill others' cups when yours is empty. Self-care is also about creating the mental space you need to thrive. It's about prioritizing your emotional health, taking time to process your feelings, and not allowing the stress of life to swallow you whole. It's recognizing that your mind needs rest just like your body does. You wouldn't expect your body to perform at its best without rest, so why would you expect your mind to do the same? Meditation, journaling, reflecting on your day, these are not just nice-to-have activities. They are critical for maintaining a healthy mindset, for staying grounded, and for ensuring that you are emotionally equipped to handle life's challenges. The best part about self-care is that it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't require grand gestures. It's in the small, everyday habits. The discipline to make time for yourself each day. The courage to prioritize your needs without feeling guilty. The wisdom to recognize when you need help and ask for it. The strength to walk away from toxic situations or relationships that drain your energy. It's about taking ownership of your well-being and making decisions that are in your best interest, even when it's hard. Because at the end of the day, you are the most important person in your life. If you don't take care of yourself, who will? So stop waiting for permission to take care of yourself. Stop thinking that you have to earn the right to put yourself first. The most powerful thing you can do is prioritize your health mentally, physically, and emotionally. When you take care of yourself, you are not just helping yourself, you are also giving the world a better version of you. And that is a gift that will keep on giving. Self-care isn't selfish, it's essential. It's the foundation for everything else. It's how you keep your mind sharp, your body strong, and your spirit resilient. It's how you show up as the best version of yourself. Love should never be about sacrificing your happiness, your peace, or your dreams for someone else. Too many people have been taught that love means giving until you have nothing left to give, that love is about losing yourself in someone else. But let me make this clear, love should be mutual, not sacrificial. True love is not about one person constantly giving while the other takes. It's about two people meeting each other at the same level, supporting one another, and lifting each other up. You shouldn't have to empty yourself in the name of love. Love should fill you up, inspire you, challenge you, and make you better. When love becomes a sacrifice, when you give up who you are, your values, your time, and your energy, you are setting yourself up for misery. Sacrificial love is not real love, it's codependency, it's self-neglect, and it will drain the life out of you. Real love doesn't demand that you lose yourself in it. Real love encourages you to keep growing, to keep pursuing your passions, to keep being the best version of yourself. It's a partnership where both people are invested in each other's growth, where both people make the effort to nourish the relationship. When love is mutual, both partners are equally committed to giving, equally committed to understanding, equally committed to supporting. It's a two-way street, not a one-way road where one person's needs are always ignored in favor of the other. If you find yourself giving everything to someone while receiving nothing in return, you are not in a relationship, you're in an emotional transaction. You cannot continue to give without receiving because eventually you will deplete yourself. And the sad truth is, when you sacrifice yourself for someone else's happiness, they don't appreciate it as much as you think they will. They start to take it for granted. They expect more and more from you, while you lose more and more of yourself. You end up bitter, resentful, and broken, with nothing left to give. But in a relationship where love is mutual, both people find fulfillment, both people are made better. When both partners are focused on giving, on showing appreciation, on nurturing the other, love becomes a powerful force that lifts both people up. You don't have to sacrifice your needs, your goals, or your dreams for someone else's. Instead, you find ways to support each other in the pursuit of those things. You help each other become the best versions of yourselves, and you do that by giving and receiving in equal measure. When love is mutual, you are both growing together, not one person dragging the other along. Sacrifice should never be the foundation of love. Love should be based on respect, on understanding, and on mutual care. It should be about choosing each other every day, not out of obligation, but out of genuine desire to build a life together. Both people should feel valued, both people should feel heard, and both people should feel as if they are partners in every sense of the word. The moment you start sacrificing who you are to make someone else happy, you lose your power, you lose your identity, you lose your sense of self-worth. But when love is mutual, when both people are equally invested, you gain power. You gain strength, you gain confidence, knowing that you are loved for who you are, not for what you give up. You can love someone fiercely, but you cannot give yourself away in the process. You must hold on to your individuality, your voice, your worth. Because when both people respect each other's individuality and nourish each other's growth, that's when the magic of love happens. So remember, love is not about sacrifice, it's about balance, it's about respect, it's about lifting each other up, not tearing each other down. True love doesn't cost you who you are. It amplifies who you are. And when love is mutual, both of you win. You both become better people, better partners, and better versions of yourselves. So stop sacrificing your happiness for someone else's. Demand love that builds you up. The love that is truly fulfilling is built on mutual respect, understanding, and equal effort. It's not about one person losing themselves for the sake of the other. It's about two people choosing to invest in each other, to give and receive, to support and uplift one another. When love is mutual, both partners grow stronger, more confident, and more connected. So never settle for love that requires you to sacrifice who you are or what you need. You deserve a love that builds you up, not tears you down. Remember, love should not cost you your identity or your peace. It should amplify your life, your dreams, and your worth. Choose love that is balanced, love that respects, and love that empowers both of you to be your best selves.